Thanks for staying with us. So there was an issue that, an interesting story that caught our attention on social media about a young woman. I don't have the full details of the story, but the crux of it was the fact that she was engaged to a man who was 2 years younger than she was for about 4 years. And they were supposed to move together in Canada or so. And after 4 years of engagement, his parents, her husband's or her fiance's husband, parents at the time, disengaged the wedding plans because they felt that she was older than him. They didn't like the union between him and an older woman. And this brings us to the conversation that, is it okay to meet and marry somebody? 2 years we can still understand, but there's people that are married 7 years. I know of a couple that the woman is 7 years older.
Woman?
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
Yes, before. 7 years older. In fact, we just discussed it recently. I know the person very well, and I'm shocked. I didn't know. I mean, I'm shocked because I did not know. But now that I know,
relationship.
Now that I know, I'm like, oh wow, the wife is 7 years. So why do we have issues? Why do parents? And I like this conversation to help parents who are struggling with the fact that this their little young boy is about to get marry somebody 5 years, 6 years older than him. How is that? How do they say it? You know? So what are your thoughts on this? Is there a problem? Would there be a friction? Is there something a parent is seeing while sitting down that the child cannot see even if you stand on the tree by marrying an older person? Is there a wisdom in marrying somebody who is your age or younger? I mean, what are your thoughts on this? Please call us on the numbers on your screen: 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. Send us messages on Twitter, #YourViewTVC, and also Facebook and YouTube. We'll be happy to hear your thoughts. Missy, you want to start?
I just think parents...
Put your child.
Yes,
I want you to imagine
I'm thinking as parents now.
Marrying somebody that is...
No, not Kosi. Kosi is the girl. So, of course, you want the girl to marry. As long as she's happy marrying the person. But it's the boy that we have the issues with. If the boy now picks somebody that is older than him, that's where I will now begin to ask questions. Because the truth is, we want to try as much as possible to protect our children to the best of our ability, even when they become adults. And we know that the brain of a girl child and a boy child develops differently. Girls, if you see a girl of 10 and a boy of 10, they reason differently. I don't know how God did that, but I know girls mature faster than their counterparts. And because of that, being a woman, you know the kind of things you can pull at a certain age. If you're now older than this man, when you're younger self, you can be mischievous and be manipulating. He's naturally gifted to women. That's how we are made and wired. Our brain is interconnected to everything. So except you don't want to deploy it, but it's there if you want to. You know the kind of moves you can make. Not to talk of when you are like 7 years older than your husband. You don't get sense pass and well. I know they're on the same level. You know, even Adam that was created first, Eve was able to get him to eat the apple. He was created, so I want to believe he's older than Eve, but you see how that worked out. Imagine if Eve was created first. So you want to protect your child, and that's why I think parents feel, no, don't go for somebody who you may not be able to control later. No matter how she respects you, that age will come up someday, and she reminds you.
Why is control such an issue?
We're Africans now.
Why is control such an issue?
We're just thinking, you know how
I want you to answer that. I don't want you to answer. I want us to discuss it as a conversation. So for a mother, she's like, you can't control her. She's older than you. So my question is, why is control an issue?
A man should be the head. Help us.
You see, because for me, I feel that there must be a captain for the ship. There must be a captain for the ship. And biologically, culturally, we respect age because we feel with age comes wisdom. Now, so of course, some people will say, some people have gray hair and they have no wisdom. And some people can be young and they're really, really wise. So those are exceptions. But with age comes wisdom.
Should come wisdom.
Should come wisdom. So the idea that you might not be able to have the requisite wisdom to man the house is why people will be worried to have a woman much older
than the man.
Because you've experienced life, you've seen things. There are things that I've seen in my life in my short 30-something years that if you, the 20-something-year-old me, the wisdom I have now is different from what I knew then. So imagine if a woman is now married to a man that the woman has seen more of life than the man. When the man says, we want to buy a new car, you say, I know more than you. We are buying a house. And that is rude. Already. Because as a man, you need to be able to steer the affairs of the house. So it always, I married a man 10 years older than me, and I had to bow to his wisdom because he had more wisdom than me. And I'm grateful for that wisdom. But if it was reversed, would he be grateful for my wisdom? Or would he be intimidated by my wisdom? Morayo, that's the real thing. Okay. Would he be grateful for my wisdom, or will society make him feel intimidated for my wisdom? And that is it. So because of that fact that the man might not feel man enough because he's having to take advice from an older woman.
Let me put it this way. You're a young man, as the average Nigerian man, hustling, struggling. You can't even, you keep a job, we have the basic 100,000 naira a month, and you're just trying to pull things together. And here you meet a woman, 5 years, 6 years older than you. She owns a business, she's running she's the MD of the bank. You know, she's calling the shots. She has a house in Lekki, she's doing well. And she loves you.
Boss.
She's a boss, boss of all bosses. And she loves you intensely. And you as a man love her too. So you earn a paltry 100,000 naira, but you feel like this is an opportunity. Yes, aside from the money part, I love her. I love her. And you get into that marriage. Now, your mother is saying, you cannot. So how do you control a woman like this? And you are thinking, yeah, aside from control, this woman can control me anyway. So if you're a mother in that situation, would you encourage that kind of marriage? When you know your child is not financially capable
of matching up.
Yes, of matching this kind of person. Waiki.
You know, it's a very difficult conversation to have for me because I agree with Obiaju when he says women mature faster than men. But Macron is president of France. His wife is 20 years older than him or something. She's much, much older than him. And I don't think he's saying yes, ma, as president of France inside the other room. But so I think people should really be left to find their relationships. I know, look, I have a grandson now, and I don't know how I would react if he brought a 20-year-old much older woman. But the bottom line is, it is his life. So,
if he's going to make him happy.
As a mother, your job till you die is to guide.
To protect the child.
Is to guide. To protect that child.
But you cannot guide him against his will now. Because you will now
because Macron is president. Yeah. If I have an 18-year-old president, if I have an 18-year-old president and I am 50 years, and he's the president, he has more power than you.
Their cultures are different.
Exactly.
Look, we have a different culture here.
I know. See, I've been out with a guy that was a couple of years younger than me, and I hated the relationship. It was so childish.
Yeah.
It was so childish. I couldn't even stay.
Yeah.
You know, because I just found his thinking. So, but what if you meet a man who is younger than you and is very mature
and has wisdom?
So I've also been in that space. I've actually never been able to date someone that was like my age mate because I always just connected more with older people. They were speaking my language. The thought process was far different. So I was 21, I had a makeup studio and I had a staff. So you cannot come and meet me at that time. Our conversation, my husband was registering business name for me. So, and we're dating. So that was the kind of conversation I was having. Not you and I will go to the beach. It was business. So I could, and that's the level of maturity that births respect. And it is difficult to respect someone that you can see is immature. So sometimes the family is seeing all those scenarios. And they are wondering, this is going to be a setup. You see, my son might not be wise, but if he marries someone more foolish, at least it would look like he's a wise person. So it's a case of, let me protect my son.
His ego.
For the future. However, in the Oyinbo culture, they look at it that I marry a wise woman, my journey is faster. Macron probably will not become the president if he was married to someone who was babyish or childish or something. Who knows? So culturally, we should become more open. And men should, with this idea of thinking men don't mature fast enough, I think we're pampering them. I think we should expose men to taking responsibility early.
Nobody's not exposing them. It's just that they still need time to play more than the women. So let me give you a typical example. A girl child is born, and the gifts the girl child gets is those toy gifts for cooking, for nursing, for baby dolls. And the gifts you give to a boy is what? It's not ball. It's
playing.
It's gone.
And gone.
You
And
shoot.
stuff.
And you exactly and car.
It's
And you
just playing.
expect them to
And
mature at the same level. So the girl child is prepared to handle a home from very little, to take some certain type of responsibility because of the gender. The boy child is allowed to play. So they have a longer time to play, and they will mature slower in terms of, not in terms of academics or intelligence or all of that, but in terms
social
of
skills.
social skills relating to relationships. Girls open their eyes faster than ladies. But I wanted to, please, okay, I wanted to just quickly say that, you know this culture of the whites, in their place, there's no, you don't really see, I am the man, I'm the head, my head is swelling. You don't see that. It's more of equality, partnership. So you come in 50-50, you contribute 50. So if you marry somebody who is older or younger, it makes no difference, so to speak, as long as we are coming together, we are agreeing and putting things together. But in our African setting, whether the man is the mumu, he is supposed to be the head. So that's what happens at the end of the day. So how do you not protect him to be the head properly and not be the laughing stock? That's what the parents are trying to just help.
Let me ask you.
Okay, ask me.
If your son or your brother or somebody met, is very mature. Maybe he has his business, he has everything, and then he meets a woman who is 10 years older than him. She's even maybe she has no business, she's not successful, but she loves your son or your brother and he loves her. He's the mature person in the relationship. Would you still say they're not compatible?
I don't have a
Because it's not all older women who are mature. You get some older women who are very immature.
Yes. Yeah. It's just like Waike said, it's a really tough situation to be. I mean, I have a younger brother who is single. He's a lawyer. He looks good. I mean, he was dating somebody, and I mean, we thought he was going to become married, but unfortunately, they broke up. So right now, I told him, take out time, don't date anybody, just relax, clear your head, work for a while, focus on your work. But if he tells me now that he fell in love with somebody 5 years, 6 years older than him, I would like to look at the person to understand where the person's thinking is, who the person is, what the person does, and if the person will be able to respect it. Because at the end of the day, marriage really is made up of respect, mutual respect. So if I respect you, it's not this lovey-dovey thing. It's there, but it's not really the primary thing. What you really need is I respect you and you respect me. So if I see that the woman regards him, no problem. Willing to listen to him, where he can then steer the ship of that marriage, no problem. But I guess where mothers fear is where they know their son is already somewhat a weakling or someone that can be easily manipulated. You're not going to marry somebody who has maturity. You'll be a boy now.
Let me even ask you this question. So must it be the man who must steer the ship in the marriage, or the person who is wiser, male or female?
Fantastic question. So we biblically, we are told that the man steers the ship.
Question.
So, but in today's reality, a lot of women are steering the ship of their marriage. They are financially steering the ship, but it doesn't mean that, because I've said it before, and told me, and I watched her video saying that, she didn't tell me personally, I watched her video, where she said that it's not the man's ability to pay the bills that makes him a man.
Okay?
He's a man because he's God ordained. That's his role. So because that's his role, and he should be given that respect for that role. But
whether he's able to steer the ship or not.
Yes.
Whether he's useless or not.
Yes.
Shouldn't we start redefining this?
So marriage there are many compartments to what makes a family. There are, but the leadership does not mean you are the wisest. The leadership means that you know the ability. I know where YK's strength is. I know where BC's strength is. And as the head of this house, I will deploy YK's strength where YK's strength is most useful. And I will deploy BC's strength where it is most useful. It does not reduce my leadership. as a man. So we need to raise men to understand what leadership really is. It's not that you are the best when it comes to making money decisions or wisest in making the eating decisions in the house. Every man knows that if you want to live long, you need to eat well. You know, so you would deploy the person who is best suited to supply the meals in your house. Same way, if that's the way it's meant to be, and it doesn't reduce it for being a man. I have fought the way and won my way into making financial decisions for the house. Why? Because he has realized that, okay, this person is more disciplined financially. And it does not make him any less to allow me make those decisions for us financially. So it took a while for us to get to that point. And I still obey him.
That you are the one steering the financial ship of the home.
Yes.
Because why I'm asking this question is sometimes these roles that have been given to us may not really be serving us. So in a relationship, it's a partnership. Your strength is this and my strength is that. Why don't we focus on harnessing our strengths? Not because I'm the man, I must make the decision.
What you're saying
I must have the final say. What if you see that your wife can actually make these decisions and you let her? Does that diminish you?
No, it shouldn't. Yeah, you're right.
So, but what we see, let me land, what we see is that the ego of the man, so your husband now understands, and because he's open-minded. There are men that will say, no, because you are the one that said we are going to buy these shares, we are not buying it. I am the man of this house. Bring the money, this is where I want to put it. And they will put that money there and they will lose it. Because they are the man. The society makes them, I'm the man of the house. That ego sets in and they must make all the decisions and take us to hellfire.
Okay, let me take I'll take Hassan. How come to you, Ricky? Hassan, are you there? He's been holding for a while.
Yes, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Please, I would like to make my own contribution about this maturity. But before then, please let me make some contribution with regard to your interview with the man from NATO and this issue of subsidy removal or no subsidy removal. That man from NATO, please, I really appreciate your foresight, people of your view. And I appreciate you so much. But there's a need for you to go further. Whenever you are engaging such kind of people, please, there's a need for you to research very well. You see, that man, you did not bring the issue of bridging, of this petroleum equalization fund with him. Federal government pays money for transporting petroleum products anywhere outside Lagos to Ibadan. That is why it's called bridging. So for him to come here and be telling us that they are not making money, that's why it's far from reality. Secondly, about this fuel subsidy, I can see that you people were carried away by Sylvia's views and other government functionaries' views that the subsidy is favoring the few. It's not favoring the few. We are enjoying subsidy. Immediately they remove that subsidy, we get to know that it's benefiting all of us. Number three, this issue of maturity.
Okay, well, that's
I
wanted
to ask him if he's coming on our cruise.
It's okay. I've lost my train of thought on what we were talking about earlier. But so there was something I wanted to
Yeah, I was going to talk about maturity and whether the man is older or the woman is younger. My husband was ex-husband, late ex-husband, may he so rest in peace, was older than me. But I was the one with the
brain.
He will come, if we just make small money. I want to buy radio sets. He went to go and buy me this expensive watch that even broke down after, and then you couldn't even put battery. So he would do things, and I would be like...
It wasn't about age. Maturity wasn't about age for him.
It wasn't. It wasn't. So I think age is a number. Let's be very honest. When it comes to maturity, whoever is the sensible one
should steer the ship.
Going back to this, because I mean, recently, I think many of you know that we got a house and we're trying to put furniture together. My husband made a decision about something, furniture. And I let him because he wanted to. Hey, I'll do it. No problem. Let me let you. Let the lead steer the ship of this decision. And he steered the ship. Both of us yesterday saw the thing, and it was horrible.
Oh,
it was a horrible decision. And I saw it. He saw it. And I said, I'd like to take it over. I said, no, I'll fix it. Okay, you steered this ship this way. You carpenter you brought messed up. This is horrible. I'll go and bring my own carpenter from somewhere. He said, no, I'll fix it. So he's insisting. So you already know you already made a bad decision. Although he has accepted it was a bad decision, but he doesn't want me to take over the steering of that decision. He wants to fix it. So without in that situation,
it's the ego.
That's the ego playing.
And we need to manage
it's the ego playing.
So when you know that your man is saying, listen, he's insisting on doing something he knows that he's totally, completely incapable to do. What does the woman therefore do?
But you know, the maturity is from the woman to say, I let you will fail forward.
So if the whole thing now
really
fails, we just like that.
If you waste money. You waste money, but you know, sometimes it's like, when I think about some of the things my parents insisted that I should do, that I did not do, that I made the mistake, that I now understand I made a mistake, I realize that it would have saved me a lot of heartache if I just obeyed my parents. But I look at it and I had to make the mistakes myself. I had to fail those failures myself.
Life is an experience.
Life has to be. I had to experience it, because now when I think about it, I will not make those same mistakes again because I have paid the price. So sometimes the maturity is letting you know that, okay, you will pay the price, you will pay it, and then you go through and grow through it.
There are some
and I told
mistakes
you so
that
is
are
not the answer.
Yes, honestly, don't do that. But there are some mistakes that, see, when you're managing money, if you can avoid some mistakes, just avoid it. Money that we used to pay for one item, we now pay for 2 or 3 because one person is just being stubborn. Do you understand? So when we started, when I moved and we started rearranging our house, I know my strengths and my weaknesses. I'm so self-aware. I will not put hand inside what I cannot do. The housing, the arrangement, the dining, I don't care. It's none of my business. He would just tell me, okay, discuss. Because Miriam designed my house. Discuss with Miriam. Hey, how do you? I said, I don't know how I want it. I just want a simple but classy house. Anyhow, you people come out with it, just give it to me. And let's go and check for the chairs. Miriam would drag me. Miriam was tired of me. Can we go and check the stores? Let's go and buy. I say, I'm not following you. You told me how much you need. I've given you the money. Please give me a beautiful house. I trust you. That's why I came to you. I've seen your house. I like it. And I want to trust you. And that was what happened. So it was between Miriam and my husband. They were going back and forth, Cold War, hot war, everything, and they gave me a beautiful house. Today, I will pose and take my picture. It's not me. But if you see the kitchen, nobody will tell me how to cook my meals. That is my strength.
Let me take this call. Benedicta, good morning. Are you there?
Good morning. I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I'm talking about this issue of marrying someone older or not now. The thing is, even apart from parents now, even on men, most men don't, there's this thing, we women are wired to care. We are wired to, to always want to be in front, not because we want to dominate, but because that's how God has wired us. Now, so when a woman, whether she marries you that you're 50 years older, 70 years older than her, she wants to tell you, this is how you do this. That's how you do this. Now imagine when she marries someone younger. It's natural. We have that mother instinct in us. Okay, I do this like that, do that like that. But when you now marry someone older, okay, can we do this like this? Oh, is it because you're older than me? Is it because you are older than me? But that is that even if she's married to a 50-year-old man, that's how she will talk to him. So now marrying someone that is younger, if men do not understand themselves that whether you marry someone younger or older, they will have to, put you through some things. If you cannot accept that, then forget about marrying someone older than you.
Interesting. That's okay.
What I was going to say is, where the main problem I see with marrying a much older woman is the childbearing years. If the man wants a child and the woman has passed the childbearing years, the parents will come in.
Yes,
the parents will come in.
But in this case, we talked about this girl was just 32. The guy is 30. So there's probably something else they are seeing. Yeah, we don't know the details. I said we don't know the full details.
Some men can be adamant when it comes to, in fact, me that I got married, just 2 years they were complaining. No, it's just women get old faster. No,
so they wanted her to marry someone that was
way younger than him. You can't just marry for 2 years. The guy said, well, thank God I'm still older. She'll be fine. She has small genes. She will not age. And today,
you kind of things you will ask.
If you see 2 of us, will you believe it's 2 years? You won't believe it's 2 years. I'm not aging.
Hi, Okoyemi, are you there?
I refuse to age.
Okoyemi, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
See, I'm the first time and I'm trying to come up with more than 10 times this morning already. So I'm glad to be here.
Welcome.
So on this matter, I actually married somebody I'm 3 years older than. Yeah. Okay, so why about a year and 1 month? So, and you know, I love him. He loves me so. So that sometimes we don't even talk about, you know, over time we don't even remember that, wow, I'm older. You understand? And I told my parents before I married him, my dad was like, it's not a problem. I should just, it's not his business as long as he gets on my way. He didn't tell his parents. But I don't know, somehow they eventually found out. And then, because we have not been able to have a child, like, we're still on treatment, the mother had to tell him once, like, you know she's older than me. It was a big problem, like a very, very big problem. So that he was so mad at his mom. Like, it took us time. Yesterday was my birthday, and I've not even spoken to her in, like, November because, like, I have to speak with her today. Because she started giving me attitude and all of these things. But for my husband, you don't even know that there's an insistence. The love is there. I respect him as I have to. You understand? So but I don't know. Maybe because I'm so young. Maybe the marriage is so young or something.
Yeah.
But I don't see any problem in.
All right. Thank you so much, Okoyemi.
Are you coming on our cruise?
Oh, why can't
That's why his job today.
So I think also for men in this situation where you're married somebody, you've decided to marry somebody 4 or 5 years, you must be able to put a stand.
You must be mature enough to take leadership
yes,
position.
even if you are not her age. But you must be able to be strong and man enough to your parents or your family that I have taken this decision and I'm standing by it. You find that a lot of these, because I know of a couple, the man was younger than the woman, but the pressure from the mother's house was unbelievable. So you could see that the mother never wanted that marriage. He initially went ahead with the marriage, but eventually the woman made the wife's life almost unbearable. So eventually she broke up the marriage with her influence, and the man has left. But the point is, he wasn't man enough to stand up against his mother.
My auntie, they watch the show, they're watching. She's 1 year older than her husband. Complete 1 year, full. And my uncle, Uncle Michael, is the Oga. There is no go coming. He is the Oga of that relationship. Even if my auntie goes and buys the house, he's the Oga of that house. So there are men that are strong enough.
Yeah.
My uncle won't say, because you are, I'm your husband. Sit down.
And then sometimes some women, and that was what the caller was saying, that some women are naturally rude. So even if they marry someone that was older, they will still be rude. So when they now marry someone that is younger, people will say that, it's because you are older, that's why you're being rude. You know, because we grew up in a society where we used to call our husband, you know, you reverse a bit like, you respect, you don't, you know, you just,
daddy
you can't, daddy wa, you know, daddy shehu, and then you're like, you know, but now it's evolving. We call ourselves names, but even at that, we must strive to respect each other. And there are things you might probably say to your husband in the house that is okay, but you dare not say outside just because of the society we live in. And we must have that maturity to be able to know, okay, I'm protecting his interests outside as well as inside. I understand why parents are worried, actually.
Let's take a few tweets and run off, because we have to run out of time. I have a call. Good morning, are you there? Good morning, Ronald, are you there? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, the line is a bit muffled. Go ahead.
Yes. Hello?
Go ahead, sir. Are you there? Okay, let's take a few messages.
Fluky Blessed says, I didn't proceed with 2 guys because I found out that I was a year older. Knowing myself, I was certain that it wasn't a good recipe. However, my best friend married someone younger and it works for them. Hayodeji says, Moloto says, BC, you always burst my brain. Olusoya Joseph, biblically, it is the woman that builds the home. Direke, when you give and give, you will find someone being reciprocated. You find love being reciprocated. The patient milks the cow, no matter how ferocious.
Yeah. Talk about messages?
Yes. Somebody was like, age is just a number. How you deal with each other is key. That's from People's Club. And so somebody said, August said, it's okay if the lady is older than the man in the marriage. It becomes an issue when the woman is old enough to be the husband's mom, like the case of Emmanuel Macron of France. That kind of age gap is bad, according to this person. Lots of messages. Andrew, there's nothing wrong with what Morayo said. She was defending you, and they are defending each other on our timeline. Well done. Hafizat says, and if part of the way to, if a woman takes over a man's role so the family can progress, so be it. If a woman takes over the man's role for the progress of the family, then so be it.
Okay.
Lolamina says, marrying a younger man is not the problem, but the maturity is the most important, because I am 7 years younger than my husband, yet he sometimes gets intimidated by reasoning. I don't know.
You see any messages there?
No.
You have to wrap up. Let me say final words. Let me start with you, YK. What are your final thoughts on this? So, before we talk about our boat cruise again.
I will just say follow your heart. It's true. Follow your heart. I went out with a guy that was younger than me. I knew that my heart was not there. I ran. I could have met someone who was younger and very mature, and I would have stayed. So it depends. It's the individual.
Right, catch it.
It's the individual.
You're a mother also.
Yeah.
Somebody who is about to marry.
I'm not going to put my mouth. I was I'm a wonderful daughter, but I was not a very,
even if you say so yourself.
I wasn't very obedient regarding my choice of love. I didn't let my parents determine who I was going to marry, because I knew I was the one that was going to marry. And I think that I'm very happy with my decision. I'm happy that I didn't let anybody pressure me or influence me into choosing someone else. So I'll say that if you as a man and a woman decide you are right for each other, regardless of what any family member would say, you would win them over, you know. So focus on your own, on each other, and have that conversation. If you're good, go ahead. When they see you happy, they will love your spouse.
Yeah, there are cases saying both the UK royal princes got married to older ladies, William and his brother. So, and their marriages seem to be working.
As of today. Yes, BC, final thoughts on this?
I would just say, if you want something and you're really certain that you want it, go ahead and have it. No matter what comes, you are going to stand the consequences. It's yours.
Yeah, so for me, life is short. Like Mike has said, life is really short. Really. If marrying somebody 10 years older than you makes you happy, do you. And whatever the consequence of that action is, take it and stand by it. If it happens that it works, fine. If it happens that they take advantage and make you a toy boy, it happens. Such is life. You learn from this phase and move into a new phase. So life is short. Do that which makes you happy. Your parents, as someone said, will come back once they realize that you guys are happy and you're flourishing and you're not letting negative energy come in. They will come back.
My auntie and uncle have been married like 50-something years.
Wow.
You know,
okay, so, before we go,
Alaji shook tables. There were many tubes on him.
Alaji,
they
had the side chick.
He said he should bring his wife and 2 side chicks to report.
Alaji has left the side chick a long time ago.
He's now his wife.
But he had about 2. He mentioned he had
about 2 side chicks. So that every single man.
Hey.
Alaji, speak for yourself.
So there are men here denying that I don't have side chicks.
Yes, now. Alaji, there are some men that we know that don't have side chicks, and they will never have side chicks. So speak for yourself and your community.
Come on the cruise. Let him come on the cruise and come and convince us.